look at the angle cut on here, which is probably hard to tell on the camera, but it actually lines up with this guy right here. So the bumper itself set the angle and the pitch all the way up here. So just a really clean design.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode here at Predator San Diego. Wilson's gone, so you get me in front of the camera. We have a stacked house. I wanted to talk about two trucks we mentioned in previous episodes. One was a full pull, it's a soft top, H1, it's going the engine, exterior, interior, all the above. The other one's just a Humvee. Simple engine conversion. He's playing now with some brake upgrades, stuff like that. But before we get inside and look at that, let's go ahead and cut some footage that I took a couple days ago when the body was separated, and I gave a chance to walk around that bare frame. All right, guys, see what these the conversion team's up to today. They're working on a Humvee last time. There's Enrique, the hooded master of fabrication. The Humvee's working well. You know, it's coming apart nicely. Cheeto says he's not having any issues. Isn't that right, Cheeto? Yeah? No issues. No issues. Good. Stack's ready to go. Get that mounted to the shroud, get that in the hole, resealed Duramax, fully stripped down, last nut and bolt, put back together with the ARP head studs. We do opt for the manifolds, 53% more flow, keeping that turbo cooler, lets it spool up faster, plus all across the board. Frame's been nice and painted, as you see. Looks good. Pardon my camera work, I am not Salazar, I'm Sanderson. So again, you don't see it in this condition very often, so I do like to show it to you guys. We got first phases. Now that you've seen that footage, you can see where it stands today. Body down, wrapping up the wiring, intercooler piping going in. This is actually an LMM. Typically, being out of California, we default to the LBZs unless it's out of state, or a Humvee like this that's exempt from smog here in California. The soft top H1 is California compliant. It's a 2000, so it has the LBZ with all its fully functional and intact emission systems. You'll see more of this truck when we get it wrapped up. I do the break-in miles, get that horsepower pumped up to the 450, 500, and maybe let Jason drive it. Let's come over here to the H1. Already been converted, already been carb compliant. Looks like Greg's wrapping up some of the wiring for the fan. Maybe what are you working on?
The fan right here for the stack.
There you go.
So I've been working on getting all the stack put in, AC, coolant filled up.
Right.
Get it topped off, get it going again.
Very cool. Like Greg was just saying, he's wrapping up the fan, dialing in that last part, the details of the motor. It has already been carb certified, carb inspected. Has a sticker on the door jamb, so that side of it's wrapped up. As you see on the back of the truck, it's getting gutted completely. The interior is going to come out complete leather, Alcantara, and exterior paint, powder coating on some of the other roll bars. But we'll see a full unfolding of that in the upcoming episodes, so stay tuned.
Appreciate all the comments. We're doing our best to respond down below. One of the questions was, how is the Exoskeleton truck coming along? And it's actually looking insane. It's actually right there. So if you want a quick look at it, come on over here. So we've got the cage on. We've got all the midnight single row rigid LED light bars integrated in here. All the wiring is done. Jared's been spending a lot of time on the truck. Jared's back there.
What's up, guys? Something.
We're talking weeks and weeks of wiring. You don't have any wiring exposed on here. You'll see like a little wire lead that drops into the cage, completely hidden, actually runs down the pillar here, and then it comes in through here. So completely hidden, just seamless. Beautiful job, Jared. So one thing you haven't seen on this truck is the Viper winch bumper. We got this guy installed this week.
Cool feature on these new Warren winches. It's a Bluetooth winch controller.
What is that? Bluetooth winch controller?
Yeah.
So what does it do?
It makes your winch go in and out. It's the controller instead of having a wired, which it is still, can be wired.
It's kind of dark over here, but yeah, because usually you have a direct, like hardwire.
Right. But now it's all Bluetooth.
Oh, that's rad. That's cool. So you basically be from probably a pretty good distance since it's Bluetooth.
Right. And it's safer too.
Yeah, that's rad.
brush guards going in place as well. And obviously you can see the Duramax, the new Duramax engine that's in here. Oh, this is our heavy duty cooling package. So we've got the Predator logo on here on this big Cyclone fan. Dumps a lot of air pressure or airflow over the cooling stack. Really helps out in stop and go traffic, slower speeds. So by having that fan on top of here, just forcing air over it, definitely helps out with cooling on the inside. The HVAC system's gonna work a lot more efficiently, specifically the air conditioning's gonna work much more efficiently. But also you can see here these little side flaps. That's our hood seal kit. So this hood seal kit goes all the way around the hood here. It's a full shroud system. And what happens is when you drop this hood down, it seals all of this area up. And you can actually see, look at this. So this is a factory hood seal. Did a little bit of the job, but it's not as effective as this. This actually creates a whole seal that wraps up along the side of the cooling stack, up around the top and back down. So what that means is all the air that is coming in through the hood is actually being directed through the whole cooling stack, as opposed to blowing past this little gasket here or blowing past the sides. Very, very effective system. Works well on virtually all H1 Hummers and also Duramax trucks. When you're pulling like heavy loads or heavy grades, you can really push the truck a little bit harder with this cooling package. And that really comes in as effective at higher speeds. So you've got the lower speed coverage here, higher speed coverage here, and also one thing, I don't know if you can tell here, but we've thinned out the cooling stack on here. We actually have just the radiator down here, then we have the intercooler in between, and then we have the AC condenser on top, and then you have an oil cooler and the fuel cooler here, and then there's one more transmission cooler that we sub-mount, remote mount, back in the back of the truck in the between the frame rails. And that system right there allows for a lot thinner design and also a lot more airflow, because you're not having to go through another radiator that's gonna for the transmission, or another cooler for the transmission. So that's very effective as well. So that kind of encompasses our heavy duty cooling package. Check out this too, the back ladder system. This is kind of my favorite design here. So if you look at this design here, you have this angle here lines up with this bumper as well as this step. You've got the Predator logo integrated, as well as diamond plate on top. You've got diamond plate all the way up. These are fully boxed in too. Like the amount of time that Josh spent on this guy was just amazing.
But what is that? That wasn't there before.
Yeah, you got the tire carrier, so check this out. So kind of like, again, it's like form meets function, and it's really well thought out, because if you look at this guy, this rung, ladder rung right here, lines up with this bar here, as does this one, and the placement of this one is between the two lights, so everything is well thought out. But with this tire carrier, we have the crossbars that come down here that integrate into the latches, so you just latch it down like that. Double latch design, and then of course when you open it up, pivots open, and the tires mounted right here. So a really cool design. You have the exoskeleton designed for the truck. Might as well do it for the tire itself too. So again, when it's closed up like this, it's actually encased in this cage design. And then we also have another piece of billet aluminum that goes across here that will be engraved with Predator and then powder coated in there. So really clean design, a couple more rigids up there. Tire wraps up here, so this guy's exposed. But man, I really like these ladder rungs. Again, the kind of form and function, this lines up with this, as well as the lower bar here with this rung. This ladder step lines up with this one. This ladder step lines up with this crossbar here. So everything is just well thought out on this cage. You don't see any of the wiring again. Just really clean design. But
what about the interior?
Interior is up with Roy right now. There's a lot of work because it is a 6-passenger seating as well as a stretch seating. So you have all 4 seats kind of pushed back in the truck. So that means we have to remold everything on the inside of the truck just about, and it's upstairs with Roy right now getting wrapped up. So that's still a couple weeks out, unfortunately. He's doing a great job up there, but it does take a lot of work to hand stitch all that stuff. So that's coming along. It's really gonna be our next big push here is the interior, and that's coming.
All right, guys, thanks for watching the episode. It's been a while for me since I've been in front of the camera. So thanks for bearing with me on that. Stay tuned for the updates on the soft top behind me. Check out our merch on the website. There's more coming. There's check out the link below and hit the subscribe button so you can stay abreast on all of our episodes that are up and coming.
You're doing so bad. So bad.
I know. I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
Acting class.
I know.
I need to send you back to acting class that night. Why are you so out of it?
I don't know. I got a headache. I got a Salazar right here.
I was like,
the headache.